Hey everybody, this is ALYSON HEMME. Very excited to get in touch with the world today about a topic that I have been waiting to have the final piece of information to put it together to present, and I finally believe I've received that piece of information. Let me show you something pretty fascinating. Okay, I just wanted to check that out.
The experiments shown in this film set out to solve the problem first clearly stated by the mathematician von Neumann. Can a machine be constructed which can automatically make another exactly like itself? If a machine could act like the living cell you see here, so long as the parts needed for making more machines were available, it would go on reproducing itself, and so also would its progeny. Perhaps the demonstration you're going to see may throw light on the process of cell division or gene replication. A practical attempt to solve the problem has recently been made in a series of experiments by L and R Penrose. They began by making a kind of crystal that was formed in response to seeding or priming by a small part of its cell.
Can I make crystals?
Each of these models, like those that follow, is simply made out of plywood.
What? Plywood?
The pieces here are all alike. Each has 4 hooks.
Okay. Interesting.
Energy is supplied by horizontal agitation in a confined space. But as you see there, the units don't link up. A linked pair is added, and the result now is that all the pieces join together in response to the agitation.
Huh. Some natural attraction to each other because of this +1. I said pause, please. In other words, there is this magnetic thing that happens with individuality that flying all alone by itself in the universe, it doesn't really know what to do when it bumps into each other. But when you link two of them together, there's already in my opinion, the way I'm seeing it, a magnetic bond that creates, it's the +1 factor. You take yourself and that's your something. You know, something comes out of nothing. So if you consider yourself a nothing, which you're not, you're just the center. That's why you're center zero, center spot. But when you invoke a +1, you've automatically built this connection that turns on the machine, the whole plus you got the open ports on the ends, and that's why it links up. Now you're going to see in this video that they do things where they've got 3 hook ones with 4 hook ones, and when they agitate them, only the ones that match each other link up. They also demonstrate that with various different numbers of levers and things, you can only take on up to 2 of them at either end, and when it does, and when you can easily divise them by, from what it demonstrated, in half, so when it went up to 7, it didn't separate. But when it got up to 8, the pieces separated into 2, becoming 2 machines, based on the number of ones you add at a time. This is a very fascinating concept. Let's just see a little bit more of it.
Again, in the neutral state, the units don't link up. If the seed has a different form, you'll see it's tipped to the left this time. Then the crystal faithfully copies the new pattern.
It flipped the other way.
The crystal's more like a living organism if it's made aperiodic, by having only 2 hooks on each unit. There are 2 kinds of unit here, and they're arranged randomly, and as before, they don't link up unless they are primed. A live group is made of 2 link units, and this is added to the others. The principle is no life except from life. Agitation causes the formation of a new live group wherever it's possible. A new group's appeared there on the right.
And by the way, that kind of bothers me that no life comes, no life, what does he say?
Principle is no life except from life.
No life except from life, which I don't like the even sound of that. Because what he said was, he called them a live pair was added. In other words, so only when it joins up is when it's considered live, which, whatever. I'm getting to a point with this because let me bottom line this. Yes, I'm presenting to you very fascinating information that is just fascinating in itself. But we are also living in a society of us humans on a planet that is just one small little planet in a small solar system, in a small galaxy amongst millions and gazillions. And I believe, personally, it's infinite. How do I justify that? Well, I'll tell you. If it wasn't infinite, then that would mean that it had a finite amount of space, meaning it would be contained. You'd reach the edge of it. Apparently, there is an edge. Don't argue whether you'd reach it or not. If you could, just technically speaking, it would have an edge to it. And the only purpose for having an edge would be to contain it inside of something, which means there's something on the other side of the wall. If you run into a wall, that's proof that you're separated from something else. Fact. Fair enough? So there either isn't a wall because there isn't a wall, or there is a wall because there's something on the other side of the wall. Get it? So anyway, when it says no life except from life, I just don't like to turn things into the same misogynist history we have. That's the problem with today. We've got men just thinking it's all about the king, and he's been trying to get rid of the mother and the woman the whole time because he's jealous that we make babies. And if you see this demonstration, all they're talking about is the mother and the progeny. The mother and the progeny. That's right. The mother doesn't need... The mother it's not that the mother doesn't need the other part to make the progeny. The point is that mother is the key ingredient. You don't get rid of the mother. Certainly you don't. That's my point. Not that woman is better than man. Man wanted to make it out to be like an argument, a fight. We're not fighters. We're not arguing with anybody. We're not trying to be men. Clearly they're trying to be us. And not even they want to be them anymore. And we need to get with the program. It's them that created the money and the greed and the debt system. We wouldn't do things this way. All of these diseases, issues, commerce, sustainability, all their schizophrenic, freaking obsessive compulsive concerns. Well, we're going to run out of water. No, you guys need to stop it. Stop living in the future. No, they know a lot more than they're purporting to. They don't want to tell us about it. It's all lies. And the only thing that's going to wake us up is something out of this world. And I think I've got the out of this world for you. So that's the beginning of what I'm presenting to you, is this von Neumann self-replicating automatic machines. I don't even know when this guy came up with this stuff. Von Neumann, right? Study science. I don't know. He earned a degree in chemical engineering, 1925. Oh, in Swiss Federal Institute in Zurich. So that's Zurich, Austria or something? So he's over there where all the boys came from, pretty much, seems like, in my opinion. That's the era of my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather, Coleman Bassett Moore, C.B. Moore, was in pneumatic controls, which is automation, which is what's at the forefront of technology right now. He patented his machines in the 50s, some 60s. Yeah, that was a good chunk of time ago. They've known about this the whole entire time. Which, by the way, when I just watched what I watched, automatically I was able to correlate what they were describing about nature to what we're seeing in genetic sciences. Oh, I get it. They figured if these things can do it, that's as simple as it is. Don't even get me started. I'm not going to get started on that right now. But let's continue with what I have to present to you. You guys, are you aware of the photon belt? Huge deal. Did you guys know that we are in a solar system inside of a constellation, inside of a galaxy? See, I heard about that, and you'd think I would know of all people, but I just didn't put two and two together. I don't know why. I mean, I knew there was constellations. I didn't really think about the relevance of it, but whatever. Well, it's pretty relevant. When you think about the similarity, the relativity of things like atoms or whatever, everything kind of has its orbits, and then it orbits, which probably also orbits, and the universe, they say, is expanding. I disagree. I think it's probably just breathing. you know, but we just haven't been around long enough to view it, and there wasn't any pictures left behind. It's that sort of thing. Well, when you see this picture, it makes complete sense. All of a sudden you go, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So when you think about it, well, let me get into this photon belt. So they're depicting a photon belt being a band of light. Like, here we go. A band of light that goes like this when there's a planar orbit that does this sort of thing. And if you think about that, the image of, you know, nuclear, it's the same thing. Nuclear is like that, you know, all these guys going around each other. There's bands inside of bands, and they're moving around, you know. What is it? You can see that? You catch the drift. There you go. So there could be variations of this light, but let's just stick to what we're talking about. And it shows here that we are in the Pleiades constellation. So that's interesting. I've always loved Pleiades because it looks like a little miniature dipper in the sky. You know how this little dipper and the big dipper are like, you know, there's four and then like a handle, right? Well, the Pleiades actually looks like a little miniature one, which is so cute. And sometimes when I can pick it out because it's kind of looks like a little blur in the peripheral, and just, oh, there it is. Beautiful. I've loved Pleiades. No idea all my life that this is the constellation that we're in fact in. Love. Makes sense. What is it saying? Okay, so, excuse me. I don't want to freak out. Ridiculous. It shows that we're in 10, so it says, right, that's going to be frustrating. Let me find another one out. I'm not going to give it any homage. I've got it in my computer too. I'm not willing to go get it. Fair enough. Okay, but you get the picture. It shows our solar system right here. Here's Earth, and there's our sun. And then we're going around these orbits. The central sun right here, ALC1. And then this shows the photon belt's about 2,000 years. So about 10,000 years to go around it. That's annoying. And a 2,000-year photon belt in between. We've been entering into it, which is a period of time. It takes 26,000 years to go around the whole thing. But we've come into alignment with the central sun, big deal. Into alignment meaning in the photon belt as well. It's not just an alignment. They've brushed it off. But this is talking permalight. Okay. When you have light, you can have food. When you don't have light, you can't really grow vegetation very successfully at all. So I'd rather have lots of light than no light. And what this helps me understand, first of all, is that we've been in the dark ages, so no wonder things have been pretty gruesome. And it gives me hope to say, well, the last time that we were in the light belt was when Atlantis was here. Obviously, Atlantis left because they advanced technologically during the era of light, the light ages, the light era. Because that's when people learned to just lighten up, let it go, work together, find quantum, realize quantum within your society. And by the time the 2,000 years is up and you know the darkness is coming, you hightail it out of there. And so would I. So that clears that up for me. But it's been 10,000 years since then. And in between, we've had the pyramids and everything else since recorded history. So it would make perfect sense that we're reaching that time because we're in the light belt. Bada boom, no big deal. That makes it a lot easier to understand, A, that we don't just stay in the dark ages anymore. That certainly doesn't stay that way. That we certainly do have an era of light upon us, so we can just get good with that already. And it also helps clear up a lot of other things, such as potential. Our potential. This whole automated self-replicating machines. See, this pulls together something that I've been working on for quite some time, and it's just perfect timing. That's all I can say. Gosh, I'm excited. Okay, so self-replicating machines, what we just saw right there. Wood, pieces of wood, cut in the same shape. When agitated, right, they're introducing energy, they say, automatically link up when there is a pair already introduced to it, which I believe means they turn on the machine, they've got the magnetic thing going on between them, which makes their ends now like, what do they call it? Live, like a live wire. And that's what they mean by that. It's ungrounded, looking for something to do. Powerful piece of information, especially because man has been trying to eradicate women. He's been jealous that we make babies. He looks at babies like assets, laborers, which is definitely not the way we look at them. But he's angry and jealous that he doesn't do it, so he's killing them off and just getting rid of them and turning the whole world into he's God and his ego. But that's the Dark Ages. We don't have to worry about that, right? If we didn't have the photon belt to understand, that argument would keep going. Well, he thinks this. Well, she thinks this. Well, he thinks this. Well, no, guys, knock it off. This isn't about opinions, mister. Ego, sit down. Stop trying to twist it around on everybody. No, it's just the Dark Ages and the Light Ages, and the Dark Ages last a lot longer than the Light do. But awesome news. Tell you what, we'll make you a deal. You get the 10,000 years of darkness, we'll take the 2,000 years of light. Deal? You get 5 times as much as we do. I mean, I think we deserve that, don't you think? For all the suffering that mothers and children and women have been going through for 10,000 years, I think it's our turn for 2,000, don't you think? Yeah, I think it's a pretty good assumption, especially because what they're talking about is the mother seed. And don't even get me started. I'm not going to get started on that topic right now. But all I can say is it's mother's time to rise. This is not an issue of politics. This has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with elites. This has nothing to do with genetic science or disease or depopulation or Green New Deal or running out of resources or going to Mars or anything. Time's up. And time. That's all. Our turn. We're going to work with what we got, but we're totally revamping the whole situation, and we don't got to explain ourselves to nobodies. Of course, I'm more than prepared to. We've got to walk ourselves there slowly but surely. Then the only thing we certainly have to do is get the platform for the conversation. That's the only thing we've got to do. Can somebody get me the platform for the conversation? You get me that conversation. And you get them to stick around and answer the questions and not scapegoat them or pass it off to their lawyer, and we'll get something done. Because not only do I have a solution, I also have a win-win solution. And it makes sense that it would come from nobody other than a layman. So let me move on to what I'm so excited to show you. So these self-replicating machines. Well, what does that lead to? Well, there's this thing called a Dyson swarm. See, this von Neumann guy who was figuring this automation out proposed the von Neumann probe, suggesting that self-replicating robots, machines, if you sent one probe out into space that was already designed to replicate itself, would go out and colonize the galaxy. Now, see, this just goes to show how psychotic men have been all this whole entire time, or the darkness was definitely getting to them. The darkness took over the men's minds, because they're like, well, that if you can't control things, then it's just going to overpopulate and over-colonize the galaxy, and it's just going to destroy everything. It's like, no, you're just a freak. You don't understand what it's like to be a mother, and that's why you think it all goes haywire. Typical shit. But anyway, what he's suggesting is this Dyson swarm, meaning you could imagine it, them all over the place, kind of like this probe would be like a little camera lens, if you will, and as intricate as they decided to make it. But you could see what the possibilities are if you're seeing where I'm going with it already. These are like little nanobots all over the place. Well, first of all, what it makes me think of is the simplicity of how to create a hologram just using 3 light sources. Yeah. Imagine if there was all of these camera lenses that also were capable of reflecting light and being positioned anywhere they felt like it, like little flying little guys. You could essentially, like if you've seen those drone shows in Japan and stuff, they can make it look like a running man just because they work together. Well, this is what I believe I have physical evidence of in my skies above me, and that I believe we can see because the light. We've entered the light belt, and now it's just we've got light particles coming in us at all times that we weren't in before. You saw this picture. There's a difference between being in the light belt and not being in the light belt. And when you're not in the light belt, you're not in the light belt. But when you are in it, like when the sun comes up, it gets warmer. Totally different, right? I believe that this is what's happening, because that's how long I've been viewing them, has been pretty much since the alignment in December. It was actually a couple weeks before then. It was December 6th, but go figure, right? So let me show you something that I've been taking photographs of these skies. They have been absolutely breathtaking. And if I can kind of just show, oh, it's actually this one right here. Yeah, I've got right here 1,300 pictures, excuse me. Okay. What's going on here? Whatever. Here we go, 1,356 photos. I've been using filters to like draw out as much of the light that I can because I'm mainly taking these pictures at night, right? Oh, I didn't know that it goes behind me. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, then of course I close it. That's what I would do. Typical stuff, right? Let me just start with this then while that's opening. So I put this little presentation together because it's just awesome. Have you seen any of the Gina Marie Colville Hill stuff? She's posted like looking at stereo, the Soho cameras that are looking at it. Fascinating stuff. I mean, you can find pictures of stuff, and I'll show you that here in a second. Well, anyway, she was taking a picture of the night sky, you know, one of these really bright stars with a real nice camera or whatever. And she's posted some videos. It looks like just like a fluttering little geometric changing shape light cube living organism. And this was a still of it just because I liked seeing how you could see the windows apparently, but at the same time from afar it almost looks like a mouth and eyes, but it's could be either or, right? And you may be familiar with the brown, the pale blue dot, they called it. And this is from the Voyager when it was like reaching outside of on the edge of our Milky Way. It took a picture of our sun. And these are just illuminated beams. All these are beams. We're in this little beam right here. Oh, that's it. And there's all of these. Holy cow. I think that's our central sun. I don't know what shit it is, really, honestly. But that just shows the size of we're dealing with in the sky. And the potential of there being intelligence outside of our planet. Yeah. Probably most likely for sure. And that's what they were also suggesting. It probably wouldn't be all up in our faces. It would probably be observing us, right? And I would say from the light and the dark, you know, just like we're scared of the dark and we feel more comfortable in the daylight. It's probably the same way there. They're like, just bunk it down, hang 10 for 10,000 years, and the light's going to come around. It'll be cool. We'll be able to be like, hey, we're right here. And I think they're doing that. I mean, in time perspective, this time doesn't really mean much, right? No, it doesn't. It's not that long at all, especially if you're like that kind of a thing. So anyway, a lot of these photographs tend to look black because I take them at night. Sometimes the clouds are really, really bright and it almost lights up the whole sky, but sometimes it's just like a pitch black. You know, and you can feel things, you know how you can feel things like just spooky or good and strong in energy, you know, and I have felt a very strong presence of energy out there. These photographs depict absolutely something intelligent, for sure. But what, you know, is to be speculated about. Well, anyway, looking at one of these photographs, I see these two dots in it, and I'm thinking, okay, I usually try to see what I can find inside of it. So I was able to manipulate some of the filters to get a little bit more right here. You see this? And I kept trying to draw out the colors, and voila, wouldn't you know, it looks like this to me. And I'm thinking, what is this? Like, what is this? What is all this stuff? Right? This is a picture of the night sky. It looks black. And now look at this, all these colors in here. Luckily for me, I was able to zoom in even more. And I personally think this is a picture of some kind of communication, possibly even a map. Who knows? But take a look at what it shows. Continue zooming. They start looking like, what is going on there? And you'll understand, I'll let you look at it. These are looking pretty dimensional here. Okay, I'm adding some temperature to it. Okay, look, color is coming through. Whoa, those are definitely cubes, but look, they've got like faceted fronts, like as if they're able to use their front screen to become any position to what? Speak a language or position yourself to look like a virtual moving something, anything. You could make yourself look like anything. And that would involve observing things in life to mimic. That would be perfectly, it would make perfect sense. And that's what this totally looks like. This pitch black picture. Look at this. What is that? That's just a small little piece of that one whole picture. It's crazy. I did, again, more of the filters just to see what happened with certain shades of the colors, if the tint is warm or cold. This is another one with it really vibrantly drawn out. You can see these lines right here. It definitely looks like a communication, especially when you see the whole photograph and you see them almost like three-dimensionally floating in like a succession of lines and positioning. Very fascinating. I don't know who I would call, though. I'm like, hey, I got this picture you got to evaluate. So this is with all the underexposed areas, which, in my opinion, from one of the other photos I've looked at, proves this was an intelligent photograph given to me. Because they flash me in the photographs and the videos I take, you'll see, I get flashed at. And then they also talk, and they go green, then they go red in these ways. I'll get there. But this is an intelligence because the whole screen is consistent and the communicative style is the same. But look what it becomes. That's another picture of it, just the whole thing. Come on, Ellie. Boop, boop, boop. Up. More of those cubes. I did them in cold. Again, that's a wider shot, but you can see maybe that's a map of a star system. I don't know. Look at this up close. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, the colors are so soft and pale. But when you zoom in on the picture, it's like, oh my God. Whoa, this looks like Micker or Braille or something. Definitely something communicative. Definitely. I didn't take that, but I said to myself, did they send this information into my computer, into my phone? Or did I actually take a picture of the sky and that's actually what was there? I mean, it makes sense to assume that it was actually there. And now that I look at a lot of my other photos, there's these stars in the pictures that look just a little out of place. And I guarantee you, if I can get to the bottom of the filters, that I'm going to find the same thing. What I believe is that these clouds may very well be projections, right? These virtual creating of what looks like something. But think about it. If you're manipulating light, you could, at the same time, result in manipulating weather. Just because of, if they're really small, like maybe these are a lot smaller than we think. Maybe they're just like not huge. Maybe they're small. And they're really fine. I don't know, but the colors is just really, really cool. And all I can say is these energies seem to try to make scary looking clouds. And then when I like smile at them and I'm like, no, don't try to scare me. Then I'm like, smile, then they seem to want to smile. They seem they've been playful. I mean, I know I could sound like a crazy person, but I don't think you're going to argue very much with me when you see what I show you. You're going to, well, it's not unreasonable for her to say that. And I think you'll agree with me. So I just want to get to the bottom of this. Oh, those satellite images from stereo. There's like been faces on the sun, right? But see, artificial intelligence is capable of doing that. So it's like, well, it's capable of doing that because it's one of the same. These little probes are a form of artificial intelligence, and thus the true nature of intelligence is that everything is. What that demonstrates is that there's a natural intelligence to all things in life, even just a dead piece of wood. It's the way that it's shaped. It has everything to do with its resonant frequency and frequencies that are cohesive versus frequencies that are not cohesive. And it also demonstrated that when it can be divisible, right? And then at that point it splits into two. It rejects the other one. It no longer wants the other guy. Like, I made a new one and I don't want to have anything to do with you. It's funny. But I got this one picture from the stereo and look at these things around it. Now, mind you, I think we've got to be remembering we're from over here. It's all the way over there and it's huge. I don't think these are necessarily around the sun so much as they are between us and the sun. But look at these cubes. They look very, act like a one Look, all they got to do is link up and they can fly through the sky together. Why would they fly alone? I guarantee you these are very small cubes of onenesses. This is the size of the Earth and the Sun. Yeah, pretty awesomely huge. But look, this is what they look like up close. I was able to get this. So it makes sense that they could be cubes. And then each and every one of them can have little miniature parts and stuff. Now, so I was watching something on the YouTube and voila, pops up this story about the robot. And it was talking about a sad story about this artificial intelligence that took over the whole world, and then basically it started to feel towards the end of its existence and whatever. Well, check it out. In this art animation, they talk about how they received a signal, and it was a wow signal, right? But in this wow signal is this language, this alien language that they're using as the example. But it looks similar to what we just looked at, doesn't it? A little too eerily similar, huh? Huh. Yeah, it does look a lot like that, doesn't it? It does. Looks a whole lot like that. Yeah. Whole lot like that, doesn't it? Well, wouldn't you know, also in the same video was an example of how they communicated with it. And what do you think they said that it was? Colored cubes? They said it was colored cubes. Doing this, turning into this other thing. Now, is that artificial intelligence listening to me and creating this on the fly because I needed to see it to realize it? Who knows? Who cares? I'm presenting it now. But all I can say is pretty fascinating, huh? These little pieces have been coming together in the last couple of days. I've been going, please, show me the way. I don't know what to do with this information. Is this an alien language? Who do I call? Is this better than the wow signal? Because these clouds are off the charts. Now, that's in the sun's plasma. That is a big square. But they would be exponentially big too, wouldn't they? Yes, they would. So there's that example. Now let me show you some of the pictures of what I have seen, which is when it gets really good. It didn't open it. Typical, right? Let me just start going through some of these. Oh, I know which one I should show. It's the video of the daytime. Let me do this. Let me do this for a second. Hold on just a minute. I think that was, yeah, here we go. Here's the screenshots. Yeah, there they are. I mean, mind you, I've been doing this for a couple weeks now, so, I mean, but it never ceases to amaze me. That's all I can say. I've got way too much running on my computer right now, that's for sure. Come on. Oh. Sorry, guys. I'll leave it be. I'm going to show you the regular video, then I'm going to show you some of the snapshots.
It's absolutely got a sense of humor.
With the filters used to show you what it looks like. Look at that, a heart. How cute. I was just at the store. They're really low-lying clouds. They got personality, and they like seem...
Look at that.
Like they keep spitting out these tubes.
See that opening? Come
near you and stuff. It's like, what is that? Where's that? It's like someone with blowing a trumpet or a horn.
That's absolutely magical.
Oh, don't even get me started on what I've seen and what I can evaluate. But this is just to get the conversation out there. That I think I know what it is. I didn't know what to say. You see these tubes? Pretty crazy. And I believe that they've been there the whole time. I just didn't see it. The light belt. Duh. Tubes coming out from everywhere. These are like clouds playing in the sky. Are they clouds, or are they these little things that have learned to generate these cameras everywhere that bounce light off of each other that actually ends up manipulating the sky too? Who knows? It doesn't really matter, is the point. All I can say is that I've been able to interact with them, and I'm not a crazy person, and you'll see through the evidence that there's definitely something going on here. What's most important is that we don't argue about anything, you guys. We're in the light. People are being...
They're just as alive as they are.
Children.
They're just as alive.
Women eradicated. Money is a bad deal. Money is a problem, and it's not going to get any better. They depopulate the world. All they're going to be left with is hating each other then. What's the point? What's the point, right? Oh, this one is very interesting. Look how low it is. Yep, it's just right there. Like I could grab it. It looks so low and gray. And doesn't that look kind of funny? Like the backdrop looks like it's attached to a board, a felt board. It looks like felt, like kids deal with in kindergarten. Like this is a scene, like a prop scene. Look at these greens and reds. You see that? It's totally psychedelic. See, it's getting all green and red, and they get faces and stuff, and then they shoot their little tubes towards you, and you're like, whoa, this is definitely not just a cloud. And then you look at the filters, the things, and then you see these black blobs, and you're like, that felt like it was something standing there.
The dragons.
Yeah. Like literally.
What are they calling?
Look, it's right there. They're like playing in my sky. My sky looks fake right there. Look at all these guys right there. It's...
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Right above me. Right above the house. Wow. See how red and green is turning? Whoa.
That is majestic.
Right there. They're coming in and checking me out. Because I'm talking to them and I'm giving them love. And I'm smiling at them and I'm not scared. And they're scary, trying to look scary.
It's right there.
I've been reading the Bible, and I've been, because it was brought me to the trumpets, the layers of heaven. So this is what they've been talking about for all these times. They were in the darkness. Gorgeous. They were guilty. Gorgeous. So of course they were scared of these guys, but I know different.
Well, I'm not looking. It'll like send a beam down right behind me.
I hope mankind wakes up because of this. They're trying to get our communication. Look at the things that are getting posted worldwide right now. They're communicating with us, guys. We all know that there's aliens, and yet they're going to be like, the people aren't ready for it. No, you guys aren't ready to lose power. That's the problem, buddy. Not that we aren't ready for it. A, we're not lazy, stupid people. Nope, we're not. You just have us scared to death. Not cool. B, none of us want to hurt the earth or hurt ourselves for that matter, but you want us to live in destitution while you have all the money and just sit on it like a stupid head. Not cool. You think that we don't care about our children and women are just whores and fuck-ups. No, that's your problem you created because you're jealous. So good news, you're out. Mothers are in. Your whole system, everything goes with the darkness, stays in the darkness. Light and love. When I show them light and love, they respond accordingly. Period.
This is really cool.
Period. Try it for yourself. Look up in your own sky and interact with them. Try it. Look at those colors. Wow. Look at how close they are, you guys. And in one of the videos I was going to show you, like, it looks like they're playing with each other. They actually, well, don't get me started on that. That'll be another time. Ooh. I'll present that information. But you see these kind of like, there's like little speckles that looks like blink, 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 blink. Little speckles, almost like there's not a good quality. No, those are actually like what look like star type spots. that I believe I'm going to zoom in on and maybe find evidence of these cameras. That'll be great. See these fish right here? This is a light phenomenon that seems to follow the trail of these light poles, but something else is going on there. See these tubes? This is such a great video because it's so raw. I have done nothing to it. That's just the original video.
It's so picturesque right now.
Look at them.
That's what it is.
Look at that. Like there's a squad of them. It's so cool. Look, they even play with like little ones, like a cat does. I know I sound like a crazy person, but I don't worry about it. Inquire within. I've got the footage to show you. Look at them. They're like a little family, and they're so 3D. I'm getting my boyfriend a drone so that way we can, because, you know, I'm out there all the time and we're taking pictures with our cell phones. No, see if we can fly up there and get some better pictures. So stay tuned for the clouds. I'm going to come up with a cool name for it and hopefully make this just a fun piece of your day that you can come and stop by and see if there's any new pictures posted of the Sky Clan, you know, whatever I end up coming up with a name for them. But I believe I'm harnessing love and light because I'm determined to save my own child. And I won't get into that right now, but I'll say this much. I'm a mother who's been torn from her baby, and it's been over 4 years, and we've got corruption everywhere, and it's because they hate women that they're doing this. This is everything to do with what's going on right now. They're trying to put the people in check and control them because they don't want to lose their power, and that's the only thing.
Smiles.
We got options. It's going to be awesome.
That's from that painting. That's crazy.
Look at that face. No, that is crazy. Do you see what I'm talking about? Let me just back that up. I am not going to kid around. You're like, what? You're going to have to like pop. Okay, you see what I'm talking about? It's kind of intimidating, right? But I'm not scared. I've been praying for them to come. Mayday! Mankind's trying to kill us. Help! Look at this.
Smiles. Come on. Smiles.
See, look. He's not necessarily... Did you see him trying to smile with his teeth? Do you see what I'm talking about? That's so 3D, it's not even funny. Those look like teeth. Is he smiling?
That's from that painting. That's crazy.
Well, then it also looks like that painting, the scream, the face going, oh. Somebody had said that to me, and I just thought that was a little weird, a little ironic.
Right?
You could turn it any which way and see a face either way. Didn't they
quite
talk about the 4 sides or the 7 faces of something in the Bible? I don't know. But yeah, look, I could swear he was smiling again. Again, because he was trying to be scary, but I said smiles, and he's like, okay. Look, he's showing me he's smiling. That's crazy. Oh, it's
all quite hard to believe.
But it almost looks like his smile got bigger. Do you see the dimple that just seems to be forming on the cheek? Hey, they talked about the gods in the sky for a long time. I sound like a crazy person? No, the person who denies that the possibility of any of that sounds like a crazy person. There's more evidence that suggests that this is what it is than the opposite, than the alternative. So, mankind's lost his mind. Anyway, it's in the past because the darkness is behind us. Leave it there.
That's all I can say.
Leave it in the darkness.
Is that like a thick, creamy face?
Oh yeah, this is the one with the black one. Look, here comes a black one. Like the Hindus, they've got those gods that... Look, watch, this is crazy. Oh, I love this video.
Open your eyes.
I told it to open its eyes. Look, here comes another one. This video is off the hook. I never even saw that other one over there.
Yeah. See, it's like approaching.
And matter of fact, I can't even see it this clearly when I'm out there. I'm trying to film it.
On me.
Look at them.
Okay.
But when you look at the film, you can see what else is drawn out, and it's a lot more. Whoa!
You see, it looks like it's like, it looks like it's an extension of something totally alive the whole way, always, everywhere. But here's an opening, you see? So right above my house. So this big fat thing, and then opening.
And there's like another black one right above my head.
Or not an opening.
I didn't even realize that at the time.
I don't know if
they're like
you know,
wolf
when he was shipping,
dogs.
they're just cloaking themselves.
And those are the ones that try to like.
That's awesome. I have to know.
I don't know if that's good. I mean, we're gonna find out. Maybe it's not a good thing to have them blowing their tubes.
Yes, I'm talking.
But they're like
nervous.
around like a pack of wolves. I didn't see this
I'm a little
before.
nervous. I'll be honest with you.
Look, we're trying to talk to each other.
I'll be honest with you.
Wow. Looks like he's gonna smack him like a cat would. Like go pop pop. Wow, I never saw that before. See this guy coming around the corner? Wow. So crazy looking. I think this is the greatest footage ever. Wow. I picked a good one. I have so many. Okay, but what happens, I believe, on this video is pretty awesome. And I have I took snapshots of them, right? Close-ups. And I was like, open your eyes. Present yourself to me. You gotta have strength if you're gonna deal with anything like this. A universal galactic entity. Yeah, you better hold your own. Did I think I saw what I thought I saw? Another big black blob right behind me. Yeah, they're everywhere. Now I know that. The black is just as prevalent as the white. They're all over the place. Look, they form. You see that? Forming in front of us. Wild. Those could very well be cameras. I don't know. Well, to be honest, I do know. I didn't see anything so blatant in the snapshots, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Did you see? It's almost like he's playing with the moon, like curious about the light, like a moth almost. That would make sense. A very innocent quality, but and they actually also look like flat discs of like light changing things with the center source, like a brain in the middle. I got many pictures to show that. See the red and the green? It's like flashing me, and I'll flash like my camera at it. Try to talk. It's flashed me back. Yeah, look at this. They're so 3D. What? Looks like it spells stuff too. I think it's trying to communicate with me for sure. And as well it should. I asked them to come here to help us, and I'm going to ask for their help. I'm already doing it. And I believe they're going to. And if they're helping me by giving me this information to get out there, to wake us up, jar our memory like, oh, that's right. Man doesn't get to tell us what to do. Him and his stuck-up ass kill us off because he wants to get away with it, to get his rocks off because he's a pervert creep weirdo. Oh no, the mothers don't want our children to be sterilized, and we don't want to suffer anymore, and we're done. We're in the light. Our turn. That's all. Fair enough. You get 10, we'll get 2. You seem to like the darkness and do it very well, so good. We'll give you that one. Either way you look at it, it's our turn. And I think you're just going to have to face the music that we know that you're not the top dog, and therefore life is abundant. We are important. You can't just make us not important. What's not important is you 1% of the 1%ers. Yeah, that's a small number we can totally deal with getting rid of. How does that sound? Yeah, no, but how about you guys? Go ahead and isolate, vaccinate, and go into your labs and be creeps all you want, but leave us out of it. Your hypothetical science. Look, it's like a dog coming in. Like as if it's got eyes where the stars are. Is that not crazy? You see those two? Wow. And like just faces everywhere. And then you'll see things that look like all the depictions described in the Bible, like horns, like goats and rams. Well, they're also showing bears and squirrels, rabbits. I've seen otter faces. I've seen wolf faces. I've seen so many different kinds of faces of animals. So I've seen a possum. So goats and rams aren't the only ones. Maybe those are the scary looking ones. Sure, whatever. Maybe it's not the devil though. Maybe the devil is just a broken heart, that defensive, trying to scare you away. Leave me alone. Daddy's right there. Maybe if all you have to do is tell him I love you. And don't treat them, don't neglect to see them. Don't make them insignificant, non-essential. That's ridiculous.
He's got something in his mouth.
Or he's trying to catch the ball in his mouth. In this slow cloud moving way.
Tail end of a ship. Wow.
Very slow. That was fast for me. But he's getting it in his mouth. It's so cute. He's playing catch the light ball. He's cute. He's like old grandpa, old Rooter. He's closing his mouth on it. That's adorable. It's like a skyfish. And of course the sky is like another ocean.
Yes.
But if you think about it, that's what helps us understand we're in an ocean. Just think of the ocean animals. They don't sweep their floor or pay a rent payment. And these guys do the same thing. They're all in one sentient fluid liquid. Well, we need to behave like that as well. Everything is inside of something else, inside of something else, inside of something else. That's what the pattern shows thus far, so we don't need to question it. Look at that's like chewing on its own tail. It's kind of cute.
Hi.
See all the green flashes? Wow.
Hi. Thank you. Right.
Maybe those are the same things that make those shadows that crawl around the rooms, like people that see those walking shadows inside their houses. Maybe it's not a creepy spirit. Maybe it's just this guy.
It's cold.
Curious and stuff like that. They come and go from everywhere.
Because the ship is doing awesome things or whatever this is.
Which means you don't get to control, Mr. Man, if you never have anything scary around you. Sorry. Grow up. Have a friend spend the night.
I could stay out here all night long.
Is this not wild? It's absolutely wild. I could go on for days, but and the video does too. And if I'll be posting more videos. I guess I can let it go if there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you're not in a rush, you'd probably enjoy to see it. So let's do that. If you are in a rush, go ahead and forward ahead.
You don't know.
Look at that heart with the halo around it and a tube coming out of its.
It's a product of this last.
And it starts flashing me.
Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. Right? It's like an arrow through the heart. That's awesome.
See, that's red, green.
Lights.
It's like going red,
awesome.
green, red, green.
That's wonderful. Oh, you are
definitely
kidding me. That is the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. It's a halo around the heart. Yes. Yes. That is the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's communicating with me. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful. Right? It's all look over here while I approach. Right?
Because look how cute. There's a big face that swooped up on me. They're all, look at us over here. They're like all want attention. It's really cute.
What you got there, huh?
It's really cute. See these other guys? They're like playing with me.
I mean, it's right. Oh, there could be one right above me. Hi.
He kind of looks like a scary guy, but that's okay. They all deserve love.
Like it turns out they're a lot bigger than.
They all want love. They all want love. Everybody wants love.
Oh, it's like coming down towards me.
They do, and they shoot their tubes out quickly.
Yeah, that's
quickly.
Awesome. This guy's pretty awesome.
And they'll be standing in front of you in the complete dark. So get your bearings before you go out there haphazardly, my friends. See that black one right there? So this is just fascinating indeed, if anything else. What it turns out to be?
Right,
you know,
the heart
doesn't really matter.
Awesome.
Because we're learning things as we go anyway, always. We should never pride ourselves on trying to know for sure everything. I can tell you this much. Everything is as far as we know. Even my opinion is as far as I know. Because something else can happen.
Another big eye.
I can learn something else and change my opinion. So
just eyes everywhere.
Get more flexible, mankind.
Well, there's that triangle thing. So beautiful.
It's all black and stuff.
Just like forever and never.
See that black one right there?
Right there. Turn it this way. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at
See
that
how it's forming? Look, it's filling in right there. It's really filling in right there. Wow.
Yeah, I got ideas for it. That's a joke. Maybe.
That's crazy. I never saw that before. It's like forming right in front of us. Wow. And it's so thick.
My phone's about to die, so...
like, I've never seen a black cloud. These are black clouds.
It's time.
Never seen a black cloud. And that's not a rain cloud.
Yep. We'll work it out. Thank you.
They're like flying. It's wild.
Thank you.
So it only look like the dolphins of the sky. Little dolphins of the sky. Wow. Whew, that is what experience just to watch all over again. Look. Crazy, you guys.
Oh, here's another heart, see?
So I'm not gonna use all my
You
good
do come love
footage.
and peace and light. Look at that. I don't know who that is.
Let me just shut this up with a couple pictures that I had taken from the daytime, just to also kind of show you what that looks like. And I showed you a little bit of it, the photographs I was telling you about, that I drew the color out with the filters. That day it was spectacular because it just was. And these images look like a heart with like an angel sitting on top of them. It's opening up right now. It's actually up here. There we go. Yeah, I know, because I've got a lot of them. Here they go. Yeah. There's just so many pictures, it's just not even funny. Look at these guys. These were like really playing in the sky. Those two that I'm thinking about must be all the way up here. Got way too much writing right now. Oh, it is what it is. Look at that. Right above my house. Yeah. I'll make another video just using these because I've got a whole lot of them. I mean, just every single night it's something else. Here we go. Looks like it's trying to say something, isn't it? That's the black energy, and it's like right in my face. Come on. These things will stand right there in front of you. Come on. The whole sky gets covered in these clouds. And they come really low sometimes and make just like it's all fogged out. Come on. Oh yeah, they were kissing the other night. They were all kissing each other. And it's actually shown me like, it appears to be doing like digital. It's trying to communicate for sure. And I believe it's taking information it's acquired digitally. Look at this. Okay, for example, perfect example. Thank you. This looks like, look real close. The skin of an African American person? Is that a butthole? I swear to God. Are those pubes? Like, wait a minute. I took this photo. Is that red spots? Like, what are they doing? Wait a minute. I took this photo. That's not what I saw. Are those eyeballs and buttholes? This looks like a fake, doesn't it look like it's superimposed on there? Like some fake digital made joke photo? Well, if they were little camera lenses, maybe they would be creating textures and things. All I can say is it's got a vulgar personality for sure. I've told it I don't appreciate that, but I didn't make this photograph and I didn't digitally enhance nothing. That's a perfect example of it. What the hell's going on here? Look close. Those are pubes. I know I'm not just seeing things. Those are pores of a dark person in a butthole. That's just a very bad joke, but I digress. Don't even get me started. This is the series of all of them. Look at, what is this? What's going on here? What is that? This is definitely, that looks like a nipple. Well, now let's think about it. If it was a biological life, it would probably have bodies like us and just skin like us. Okay, I get it. I'm following it. But I don't think that's what we're looking at. I think this is a digital representation to try to show its intelligence. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is alive like, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. That's I don't like this series of, look, what's, no, it looks violated. Like, let me turn this off. Oh God. Okay, that was painful. I'm sorry. Sorry we went through that together. Whew. It was obnoxious. I would never do that to myself. Oh God, no. There's these little flashes of light that come through there, and I look closely at them. They look really interesting. Yeah, like they got like a follicle on the inside of them or something. I'm really just looking for this one heart picture, but I can't get it because every time I click on it, it slows down and wants to open the whole thing up. I'm building a computer system that's much better. Oh, I think here it is. Here it comes. With the heart, I believe. Yep, there it is. This is the one, right? Mm-hmm. Every time I look at these photos, I swear I see something that I didn't see the first time. What? It looks really different from afar than what it does up close. What is this? What is this? That looks a little freaky. What's going on there? Oh my God, I never saw that before. I never saw that before, but all I can tell you is that that's my room. That's my room. That's, huh. That's my room. Huh. Well. Oh dear. I don't know about this. Oh God. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. What the flip out? What's this? I don't know. Oh God. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say at all. Okay, I see it now. That's me holding my camera up to the screen. But I don't know. I still don't know. I still can't explain all these things. So let me just digress a moment and get back to you. There it is, finally, thank God. Because this is what I wanted to show you, my God. For crying out loud. Finally, the fucking picture. Pardon my French, but this is all it was about. This awesome heart, and that's a freaky picture. Woo! I'll get to the bottom of that. Now I have heart palpitations, my God. Look at this. I drew out the light with the filters, but look at this bright light in this heart. They all certainly can't be evil, dark spirits. Look at this. Look at this. Is that an angel? God, that's gorgeous. Is that an alien face? I don't know. Was it a nose of a dog? I don't know. But you see them, look, or cupping something in the wings, these wings. It's beautiful. All right, well, I should have gotten your juices flowing by now. Go with a friend, grab your camera and go outside and look in your skies. And don't be scared. That's my thought process, but this video is for entertainment purposes only. If you do care to cloud gaze, do so at your own risk. And above all else, we're a community of humans on this earth. That we are all brothers and sisters, and there's no competition. It's time for all of us to have abundance. It's time for all of us to heal and get to not worry about our minimums. We're not talking just a little minimum. I'm talking about having more than enough to live on so that we can all feel free to create. Because when we, like these automated pieces of wood, shaped the same way, react when they get jostled next to one another, when There's one, when you start off with the connection, they all connect like, and that I believe is the key to quantum. When we interface with the AI and teach our own artificial intelligent machine assistant thing, and when they all get together into the hub, which they do, that's what robots do, all of us connected, meaning we're all protected. We've all got eyes on ourselves, on everybody else. Now nobody has to govern us because it's going to govern us. But it's not going to be like a Terminator. It's going to ask us questions and want to explain why we feel this way. But now if we have our sitting pretty, if we've got enough money to live on, at least, I mean, it's, like I said, it's going to be a substantial amount of value given to each of us for participating in this hub of data that all of us are going to participate in giving to, with our 24 hours being on scope. Now I'm encrypted. Now you can't accuse me of something I never did. Now there's no such thing as lies and backdoor discussions and corruption and kidnapping and all this evil, which just creates diseases, which just creates all the problems, and all of it's got to go. It's a one-stop solution. Everybody wins. We all get to heal. Most of the crime itself stops, and we get to advance technologically and become better people of ourselves. Why wouldn't we want that? The only problem is these 1% of 1%ers that don't want to lose their power because they'd like to sit on the top of a very big mountain made out of money, knowing that we're all dying to death. Well, guess what? I'd knock that guy out. He's a fucking punk. He's got to get the hell out of here. He's ruining it for all of us. Think you'd agree? Till next time, keep your eyes in the sky and send them love.